Are you sick of seeing the rich get richer while everyone else struggles to get by? This video opens your eyes to the harsh facts of the US economy right now. It shows how a K-shaped recovery is helping the rich while costs rise and hurting middle and low-income families. Which reasons are causing this growing gap, and what can be done to make things fair? An alarming K-shaped dynamic is currently being displayed by the economy of the United States of America, which serves to illustrate the great difference that exists between the economically privileged and the economically vulnerable. This phenomena is a reflection of a situation in which those with lower incomes and middle incomes are struggling to cope with rising costs and increasing financial demands, while those with higher incomes are thriving in the midst of skyrocketing asset appreciation. On the other hand, the downward slope of the letter K reflects the great majority of people whose financial conditions are deteriorating, while the top portion of the letter K indicates the small fraction of people who are experiencing significant gains in this economic landscape. Over the course of the past few years, wealthy individuals have realized significant benefits as a result of the appreciation of their assets, notably in areas such as the stock market and real estate. Those who are in possession of these assets have witnessed an exponential growth in their net worth, which has effectively protected them from the negative effects of inflation. On the other hand, those with lower and moderate incomes are confronted with a harsh reality that is defined by growing costs for necessary products and services. As the prices of essentials such as food, gasoline, and rent continue to rise, many people are finding that their incomes are not increasing at the same rate as inflation, which is reducing their ability to make purchases and reducing their purchasing power. The obstacle that prevents the accumulation of wealth. The record highs of the stock market indicate that wealthy investors are experiencing robust growth. However, the same cannot be said for the incomes of a significant number of workers who fall into the middle and lower groups. Because of this gap, people who do not have the financial wherewithal to invest have seen a significant decrease in their purchasing power. Individuals who fall into lower income groups may find themselves in a cycle of financial disadvantage if they are unable to invest in the stock market or other options that can provide opportunities to acquire wealth. Adding insult to injury is the fact that compound interest plays such an important part in the process of wealth accumulation. It was Albert Einstein who famously referred to compound interest as the eighth wonder of the world, highlighting the ability of compound interest to bring about transformation. An individual is able to reap the benefits of the exponential growth of their assets when they are able to invest their cash at an early stage and on a continuous basis. On the other hand, many people continue to be stuck in a cycle of financial misery because they lack the initial capital to invest, which prevents them from being able to harness this important economic concept. The risk of being left behind in the job market. Inequality in income, which refers to the growing gap between the wealthy and the poor in the United States, has been more pronounced over the course of several decades. The richest 1% of earnings controlled an astounding 32.3% of the nation's wealth in 2021, while the poorest 50% of workers possessed only a measly 2.6% of the wealth. The enormous inequality that exists creates obstacles for upward mobility, particularly for college graduates who frequently find themselves burdened by huge amounts of student debt. Recent studies have shown that a significant number of graduates end up accepting jobs that are below their qualification level, simply in order to maintain their financial stability. According to the findings of a survey conducted by the Burning Glass Institute, 52% of graduates were underemployed within the first year after they had their degree. It is shocking to see that 10 years later, 45% of these individuals were still underemployed and faced career pathways that were unchanging. A further factor that has contributed to the disruption of traditional career paths is the rise of the gig economy, which has been fueled by the proliferation of internet businesses like Uber, Instacart, and DoorDash. Now more than ever, a significant number of professionals are forced to work in unstable gigs, where job security is difficult to come by and benefits are meager. This unpredictability makes it more difficult to manage one's finances, particularly for individuals who are seeking to save money and invest in spite of rising prices. The underappreciated cost of inflation. At the same time that inflation is a hidden tax, It is reducing the purchasing power of families in the United States. On the other hand, this burden is felt disproportionately across a wide range of income levels. There is a huge obstacle that families with lower incomes have when it comes to their potential to accumulate wealth, and that obstacle is the rising cost of goods and services. In the event that this pattern continues, the disparity between the wealthy and the disadvantaged may become even more pronounced, which may result in social discontent, political instability, and a reduction in economic output. The policies of the government have the potential to play a crucial part in correcting these inequities. There is a wealth gap that can be bridged by the implementation of measures such as raising the minimum wage, adopting tax benefits for the middle class, and investing in education and job training. Despite the fact that technology developments may result in the loss of employment for certain workers, they also have the potential to develop new opportunities, provided that suitable retraining programs are in place, contributing factors to the encounter of financial difficulties. There are a number of causes that might cause families in the United States to find themselves caught in a downward cycle of financial difficulties. These issues include inflation, rising prices for necessary items, and expensive healthcare bills. There is an additional layer of complexity added to the situation by the load of government debt and cuts to social programs. It is common for households with low incomes to have difficulty amassing assets, since the burden of debts such as mortgages, auto loans, and student loans makes it difficult for them to save money. Losing a job can have significant consequences, including the rapid depletion of any funds, no matter how small, that the individual may have managed to save. The never-ending cycle of debt. With the accumulation of debt, whether it be from mortgages, credit cards, or student loans, a cycle is created that is difficult to break free from. The majority of the time, families with low incomes find themselves ensnared in debt with high interest rates and little possibilities for obtaining financial relief. Their financial predicament is made worse by their inability to save money or make investments, which ultimately results in an increased reliance on credit. By perpetuating financial instability, this cycle makes it harder for families to break free and construct a more secure future for themselves and their children together. The prognosis for the future of economic disparity. The current economic recovery, which is in the shape of a K, brings to light the urgent requirement for structural reform in order to confront the growing inequality. As the wealth disparity continues to increase, it raises important questions about the economic system's ability to continue functioning under its current conditions. It is possible that the repercussions of inequality could harm the social fabric of the nation and impair the growth of the economy over the long run if there is no action. To assist families who are having difficulty making ends meet and to foster economic stability, policymakers need to consider taking preventative actions. The empowerment of individuals to acquire better paying positions and lessen their dependency on hazardous gig work can be achieved through the enhancement of access to education and job training. In addition, the development of a tax system that is more equitable can guarantee that wealthy individuals give their fair amount to the financing of social programs that are designed to improve the lives of families with lower incomes. If you found this video enlightening, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Join our community to stay updated on the latest insights into the economy, wealth distribution, and strategies for financial empowerment.